Welcome. Now, as you can see, all the dough is mixed together, but it's still pretty hard. So what we're gonna do next is just give it another nice kneading session so that the yeast gets some heat or some room temperature so that it rises easier, as well as it gives more elasticity, some more stretch. That was a very complicated words, ladies and gentlemen. It gives more stretch to the dough, and even though you might not really want that or need that in the end result, in or you think you might not need it, it also gives a little bit more of the fluffiness in the bread or in the dough, I must say at this point. So just give it a nice massage, keep it going for quite a bit. Of course, if you want this gluten-free, go ahead, just add gluten-free flour. that is it. Could go a little bit further. If you have a machine, just let it whack for 7 minutes. It works pretty fine as well. I don't have it, so I will put in the elbow work. But as you can see, it's not as bad as it looks. I'll put it back in the bowl and cover it with a little moist towel and just let it rest until it's almost doubled in size, which can take up to an hour depending on how warm your room is. And that's it. So, see you back in an hour. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So, we let the dough rise now for a bit, and time to shape it up. First up, a little bit flour all over the bench, because we're gonna grab this bad boy. As you can see, we can fold it a little bit, make it rise, and look how stretchy it is, like how, that's really, really nice. That's what we would like. Now, I gave it just a few extra knots so that I'm sure that all the bubbles are popped. And besides the dough roller, already grab your filling as well, because you can basically do this entire process at once. Now, why I say dough roller? Because, well, it's just easier. You can also flatten it out and then punch the shape that you want. But I like it rustic. You know, it's homemade cooking. You don't need to be perfection round all the way. Of course I can do it. Like, I will show you one in a bit. But the idea is that you have just a really thin slab of dough. You take some filling. This might be a little bit of bigger one because it's the first, why not? And then you just fold it to each other like this, and then turn it around so that you have a nice dough ball. Up next, it's the steaming part. And I went to the store and I bought these bamboo baskets. Like, don't get me wrong, but they're cheap as fuck. Like, they are not expensive at all. So why not go for it? I know that they work and I can use them all the time. So just go for it. And what you put in this is just baking paper. Just baking paper. Put them in. Put them nicely in. Keep a little bit room separate, like this. Oh. Get the camera here going. Let's see. Get a little bit space in between, so that they also rise but won't stick together. That is kind of important. So if you're gonna make, keep that in mind. It still has yeast in it, so it will grow and it will be a little bit bigger. That's also important that you need to keep in mind when you shape them up. Like this one, as nice as it is, might become double the size, might become this, right? Like that's a pretty big amount of dough. And you need to ask yourself, would you want that? But I think this will be a hit. If you can make it, if you have the touch of making your own doughs and feel like properly, then you know it's not that complicated. If you know how to make bread, then this is just as easy, and you can impress your friends that easily with it.